Hello, happy Sunday. Welcome to my channel, whatever day, time zone, year you find yourself watching this video. Welcome. For those of you who are new here, my name is Sarah. I am the founder of Crystal Nutrition. I am an energy healer, spiritual intuitive, and holistic nutritionist. I like to come on here from time to time when I feel called to post videos and talk about energy, readings, energy templates, things that are coming up in the collective, and today is no different. So I channeled these notes yesterday. So I do channel by writing for a lot of the videos that I do. So you might see me, you're probably gonna see me read for a lot of this video. And my intention for this video is to help you, to help provide you with spiritual insights and tools and knowledge on your own journey, wherever you find yourself right now. It's an interesting time to be alive, that's for sure. And there has been an amplification of a lot of heaviness and darkness in our collective lately. Not just lately, the last little while, but it's really been amping up the last week or so. So I feel really called to come on here and and just talk and pretty much just read what I've channeled. So because I channeled this yesterday, I actually can't really remember too much of what I channeled. So as much as I would love to be looking up and engaging with you during this video, for the most part, I will be reading down, or looking down while I read, I should say. Okay, and before we get started, before I hit play on the video, I make crystalline sprays. So the 3 sprays that I worked with before to help set the intention of this video is the Reiki Ray Mist, the Ancestral Roots Healing Spray, and the Yellow Ray Mist. And if you're interested in purchasing any of these products, I'll put the link below. But yeah, let's get into it. I wanted to get that out of the way first because sometimes I forget to say that at the end because I'm just so in the flow and so in the energy. So, all right, let's get started. How to find hope, peace, and stability during these times. I am not going to do predictions or future energy reads in this video. I feel called to speak on what we as individuals can do spiritually to navigate the present friction, tension, violence, and evil and hatred that is going on in our world. I'm not going to talk about every single awful thing that is happening in every single country right now. I'm not going to list every single race, country, and people that are suffering, because when one suffers, we all feel it. Because to list every single issue, be politically correct, make everybody happy, and get every fact right would not be possible, not only due to time constraints, but also human imperfection, and it does not serve the overall purpose of this video. And it's just not realistic as well. Okay, my intention for this video is not to hyper-focus on every detail of what is happening, but to zoom out and look at humanity as a whole. The point of this video is not to compare suffering or fixate on what about this, what about that. It is to see what is happening as what it is and to share spiritual insights on how to navigate it. The viper-like vitriol we are experiencing from each other has reached another level. Humanity appears to be tone deaf and stuck in spiritual immaturity. How do we continue to operate in a world that appears to be so vile and can be so vile? Not appears to be, it can be. While it is true that darkness exists and that acts of evil are happening, it is also true that light exists and that acts of love are happening. The darkness is seeming to be amplified right now because it is in the spotlight. But rest assured that in the shadows there are still pockets, currents, and fields, waves, and expansions of light. The darkness likes to create the illusion that they are winning, multiplying, and amplifying. Know that this is false and do not fall for it. It is a master trickery tool that has been used for ages since the time of the warlocks. That's what I was shown as I was writing this. And I think before that too. It feeds on fear, panic, negativity, and hopelessness. Do not feed it a morsel. The light, on the other hand, does not need as much attention to thrive. It just is. It is a constant and grows and amplifies with or without the attention. It does not need a spectacle to prove it is worthy. It does not need to do sneaky things to win. In fact, the light is not that concerned about winning because it knows that it will prevail. It does not need to win every single battle. It is here for the long haul, knows all the tricks of the darkness, and is unbothered. 2 things that the light wants you to know about the darkness. Number 1, it will starve if you don't feed it. Number 2, it is so concerned with power and growing that it does not understand acts of pure unconditional love and kindness. Do them anyway. If you continue to be kind and show love, even in the face of experiencing acts of darkness, it will eventually get bored and move on. It cannot feed on your light, only on your fear. It will only take the power that you give it and that you allow it to have. You give your power away when you give in to fear, hopelessness, and pessimistic outlooks. You take your power back when you choose to love and be kind in any situation and to keep your light despite your circumstances. Is it hard to do this 100% of the time? Yes. Is it worth it to try? Absolutely. We are not only just human, but souls on a journey of growth and evolution. Things will happen to us along the way. Life is a constant act of coming back to yourself and back to love over and over again. So give yourself some grace if it's been a rough go lately, and come back to your heart. Amplify your light and let it shine for all to see. The strongest weapons in your spiritual arsenal are tolerance, love, hope, joy, gratitude, capacity for forgiveness, choosing to be a vessel of love even in times of struggle, resilience, kindness, compassion, empathy, healthy boundaries, resilience, and believing in yourself. It is a true act of strength and defiance to choose to have hope when it seems all is lost. Rest assured that it is not. The light might seem quieter right now, but it is not. It is weaving a web of light behind the scenes in small, everyday moments, and you can choose to be a part of them. Remember that one light in the dark can inspire others to step into theirs. So hold your light, dear one. Choose love, choose kindness, choose peace, even if you aren't seeing it around you yet. Be the spark and hold the light. You are here to hold the light and amplify it while the planet transforms. Thank you for being here. Okay, so I thought that was a really, really beautiful channeled message about hope. And then for the themes of peace and stability, I wrote down some questions, just some self-reflection questions for you to ponder on, and for me to ponder on as well. So when it comes to the energy, the vibration of peace, when there is such a time of war happening in different areas on the planet, and not even just physical wars with countries, but also the keyboard wars online, the venom people are spewing from behind a keyboard when people aren't agreeing, and just those pockets of energy of just conflict after conflict, and always needing to be right or always needing everyone to agree with you. How do we bring in peace for the whole? Well, we have to scale it down and bring it in on an individual level, because that is truly all that we have control over, is how we're going to choose to show up in this. And that vibration itself will start to ripple out into your, immediate family or friends or coworkers or whatever your little bubble is, wherever you are, even where you're living, the land where you're living, that light will start to ripple. So it's a choice to continue to stay in the light, and it's a necessity for those of us who are here and are carrying a lot of light frequency. It's really important that you have awareness of how much light you are holding, that you honor that. You honor that. You don't shy away from that. You step into your light, even if those around you might be envious, or might not be kind, or might try to take shots or swipes at you. It's really important that you just stand in your light and in your truth anyways. Okay, so in terms of peace, in what ways can you bring the energy of peace into your own personal life? In what ways can you be a vessel of peace? Is there anything you need to make peace with in your life, whether it's recent, in the past, or an aspect of yourself? So when we bring it down to the micro level of our individuality and bringing in the theme of peace on that small level, and then see, and if enough of us are doing that, we see that ripple out, it will influence the whole. So the light does amplify and the light does feed on the light, but you can feed your own light, if that makes sense. I'm hoping this is making sense. It can be self-sustained light, but also another way to feed your light is to look at people that inspire you. If you don't have anyone in your life directly, if it's role models or people, things that people have done in their life, just people that you know or have heard of, or public figures that you really admire. That's another way to really anchor in the light, or allow yourself to be inspired by another's light to amplify your own. Okay, so then when it comes to the theme of stability, again, we're gonna zoom. Usually I'm asking you on this channel to zoom out and have a spiritual perspective, but for this video, and for the themes of this video, it's important to do the opposite. We're gonna zoom in on that microcosmic level of just your individual energetic footprint. Like there's the carbon footprint, right? But it's the energetic footprint. Like what are you contributing to energetically, metaphysically in your orbit right now, where you are? Okay, so stability. In what ways can you bring the energy of stability into your life? What aspects of yourself or your life require more stability and balance? How can you have more stability? Are there any patterns or connections that need firm endings or healthy boundaries? What, if anything, needs to be cleaned up to allow you to have more stability? And that's really, really helpful too. I really love these messages that came through for this video. I didn't even think I'd be doing a YouTube video this weekend, but that's just pretty much always how it works, is I never know when I'm gonna do one. It just sort of strikes me and then I channel, and I just think these are such beautiful, positive messages. So I am gonna do a card pull. I have one more page of channeled messages that I want to do, but I would like to I'm going to pull from a couple of decks. And again, not as a prediction video, but just as a, like, what do we need to know right now? Who's around us right now, that kind of thing. So the first deck that I'm going to do or work with, it's called Keepers of the Light. I've definitely worked with this before on here, and it's by, I believe, Kyle Gray. Okay, and this is the deck here. So my hands are below. I'm just going to shuffle as I'm talking to you, and I'm going to set the intention. With these cards, I'm just going to ask, so this card is a lot of Ascended Masters and Archangels in it. So I wanted to ask what energies are around us right now. So I did pick two cards. Okay, we're gonna go with these two first. Oh, wow. Okay, so we're gonna go over them one at a time. But I mean, come on. The divine masculine, divine feminine, heart-centered, like rose medicine, like this, and this to me is just like Mother Gaia energy. Wow, beautiful. So we have Green Terra and Paul the Venetian. So we're gonna go in order from left to right. No, we're not. We're gonna go right to left. I'm looking at the cards. I'm like, hey, I feel like we want to go with this one first. So Paul the Venetian, experiencing grace, Share your gifts with grace. Waves of inspiration and love are coming to you. And just look at the energy, excuse me, the energy of, you know, his eyes, his aura, the vibration of this card. This is such an awesome deck to work with. Okay, so Paul the Venetian. Okay. All right. Excuse me. So it gives a little background about Paul the Venetian, but I'm just going to skip over that just to get to the message of the card. It is believed that on his passing in 1588, he had the opportunity to help humanity by sharing his lifelong wisdom. He is the keeper of the light who helps us accept our talents and hone our skills so that we can share the beauty of our soul with the world. He brings waves of good energy, grace, and encouragement, and works with all artists, musicians, designers, and anyone else who needs support in channeling their talents. Extended message. Whatever creative ideas you are having at this time, they are inspired by the divine. Paul the Venetian is here to help you channel your gifts. You may have felt blocked or held back in the past, but now it's time to recognize how talented you really are. Follow your bliss and share your grace. Your creativity is a gift to the world. As you share it with all those around you, you make space in your heart for goodness to enter. Recognize your gifts today and express your creative self in a way that suits you. Yeah, I just love this card. I love his energy. I love the overall softness of his energy, and just not only this, like, it's so interesting. It's like he's got such a soft energy, but it's at the same time, it's very solid. It's very secure. It's very centered and very grounded, especially, you know, even like we're going to look at color therapy here, or color energy, like the nice deep green of his jacket. Like he is soft, but he is secure. So for me, the extended message coming through me for this card, for those of you who are watching this, is yeah, the way that I've described how he's so soft, but he's so solid. That's the way that I would like you to start to step into and embody your light. So you can have the light, you can have the love, you can have the softness, but I want you to be more solid in it. I want you to own it. I want you to shine it. I want you to embrace it. Regardless of any pushback or feedback around you, it's time for you to shine your light, to anchor into your heart, and to be unapologetic about it, because the planet is in such dire need of little love and light bombs such as yourself. So I really want you to start to embody and own your light, and, you know, walk the walk, talk the talk, but really in terms of, yeah, there's something coming through about confidence, just having the confidence to be who you are, even if someone around you or anyone around you, no one around you is matching that, to just march to the beat of your own drum anyways, and you will find your tribe, you will find your people, because they're out there. And the reason that I know they're out there is because you're out there, right? So if you're somebody like you with your light is out there, there's other people that are the same. The spiritual path, spiritual journey can be a lonely one at times, and it can feel isolating, but what I'm hearing is it's all part of the initiation, it's all part of the process, and in the long run, it really helps serve us in terms of discernment when we do meet like-minded people or similar frequency people. It helps us to discern kind of what's true, and so we don't get the wool pulled over our eyes so easily, because we are very comfortable and solid in our own light and secure in being on our own. We're not so quick to merge or be influenced or manipulated by someone else if they have ulterior motives. If we've done the work and we shine the light and we own who we are, those parts of people will just reveal themselves over time, and you will have the confidence and the secureness or security to be able to walk away from situations and people that are not aligned for you. Okay, so we're moving into Miss Green Tara. I'm just going to take a sip of water. Okay, so Miss Green Tara, supreme protection. You are protected. Cords are being cut. Move beyond limitation. Trust. Okay, so this is again kind of just talking a little bit about her history, but it says Tara, the goddess of compassion and light, was born. She has many forms based on different colors, and we have chosen green in this oracle because she brings a light of protection and safety with her. Always compassionate and loving, she helps us move into a new state of being and doing. Extended message. You are safe. Protection is all around you. The worst is behind you, and you are ready to move beyond the challenges that were set out for you. Cords are being cut between you and your past so that you can feel energetically clear and aware. Don't worry about recalling fearful experiences. They aren't going to be recreated now. Just acknowledge them and leave them behind so you can step into a space of spiritual and personal freedom. Green Tara has placed a force field of complete love and acceptance around you. She is here to tell you that you no longer need to build up walls around your heart and that it's safe to trust what you feel and who is in your life today. That's really interesting. It's interesting that there was a part, I'm just going back to my notes here of what I wrote. There was a part about leaving the past behind. And if you're in the spiritual path, and just life in general is a constant cycle of renewal and then letting go and release, that kind of thing. But there was one of the questions here. It's kind of related to the peace and the stability questions in terms of like, for stability, what, if anything, needs to get cleaned up? And for peace, is there anything you need to make peace with in your life? So that, yeah, that's really cool. So that's all connected. Sorry, I'm going to go back to this for a second. Yeah, I'm going to read that again because I feel like that's all very connected and important. So don't worry about recalling fearful experiences. They aren't going to be recreated now. Just acknowledge them and leave them behind so you can step into a space of spiritual and personal freedom. Yeah. Wow. I also get, as I'm looking at this card, I'm getting hummingbird energy. So beautiful. I record these videos on my phone. But if I would like to look up the animal, like the totem meaning of hummingbird, it feels very much related to this. And I don't know it off the top of my head, but just intuitively picking up on it, you just think about the energy of their constantly flapping their wings, and they're moving really fast, but like their bodies are still, right? And that's going back to this, like soft but solid. And you can be moving, and actually, you know what? Okay, so I see. Okay, so for the hummingbird energy, what I just got was the vibration of their wings and how, the hummingbird really, like their wings go really, really fast like that. It's actually like, it's like they're vibrating at a certain frequency doing that, but they're also, it's like an energy cleansing thing that they're like kind of just like sweeping energy around their field, like just sweeping it out of their field, so they can maintain their own field. So they're doing this, they're clearing the energy around them, but their bodies are very still, and they're very still and poised. And I just want to talk about just color energy here, just like the play, like there's both green in both of these. Yeah, and it's interesting, like I pulled the, for the sprays today, the Ancestral Roots Healing Spray. And a lot of us are going back to our roots. We've been going back to our roots for a while. But in terms of, how to find, we've read these channeled messages of how to find hope, peace, and stability during these times. But if we think about the energy of hope, it's like, well, how do we find hope when it seems like it's hopeless, or we're not seeing the reality or the frequency or the behavior of people around us or in the collective? Like, we're not seeing it yet. We're not quite seeing that new earth vibration. Like, how do we trust that it's there, and how do we hope that it's going to happen? And a message from Spirit about this, that I got actually earlier this weekend, but it didn't make it into my writing. Interesting. So maybe I was just supposed to speak organically about it. But a way that Spirit is communicating with me about coming back to hope, or how to keep that hope alive, is to really go back to your roots and really strip everything back and totally come back into your center and simplify everything. So when I say that, I mean like coming back to just, when you were first on the planet, and just even like a really joyful, innocent moment as a child that you might have had, that is a really or a warm, positive memory that you might have. And it doesn't have to be when you were a child, but I'm just using that as an example because we're talking about simplifying and stripping everything back and just going to the core of who you are. And the core of who you are was really quite unscathed or untouched when you first came in. Yes, we can come in with some karmic stuff, we can have some past life stuff, we can come in with that, but when we are first like born physically in the world, the template is very neutral. It's a very clean slate. It's very neutral. It's over time that, the stuff that, we're supposed to revisit or move through or work through in this lifetime will come up. And for some people, stuff does come up earlier than others. But what's being communicated to me is at the very, very beginning, like within like the first few minutes of being born, that energy is very clean, that's very pure, and that is very much you at your cores. Because you've never been more connected with your higher self than when you first come into the body, which is an interesting channel that's coming through. And we can obviously connect and reconnect with our higher selves throughout our lifetime, but that point of birth, going through the birth canal and coming out, it's really quite pure, and you're just you. You're authentically, organically you. Yes, physically you are a little baby, but energetically, like stripping it back to soul level, like you are you, and you've come in as you, before anything else has happened or gets carried over or whatever. So that's very interesting. And I'm also being communicated with, like, towards the end of end of your life, it starts to go back to that, right? Like I always talk about how the veil is thinner at the beginning of life and towards the end of life. So that's why you'll have people that are elderly that, might be seeing stuff at their bed, if it's near their bed, or energies near their bed as they start to cross over a transition or get ready to transition. So yes, the veil is thinner, but also it's like you start to go back to, you've just come from your higher self when you're born. So you're very much organically, your energetic template is there and running through your veins. And then towards the end of your life, it's like you're getting ready to exit the physical vessel and merge with your higher self again. So you start to be more authentically like you again, if that makes sense. And I'm just talking energy. Like what I'm talking about is like you on a soul level, not like not like me as Sarah right now, right? Like I'm this incarnation, I am Sarah. In this lifetime, I am Sarah. But when I first came in and when I will leave, I was coming from my higher self, and I'll be merged totally with my higher self again, who is no longer going to be Sarah. There's so many other aspects to my soul other than just who I am in this incarnation. So that's actually a really cool channel. So thank you very much for that information. Thank you for bringing that through. I hope you found that as interesting as I did. But yeah, so keeping it simple, going back to basics, and just back to your core values, your core beliefs, what brings you joy, and even bringing back a little bit of innocence if you're able to. Even if, like, what I mean by that is, something as simple as like, I don't know what's something coming to mind is like blowing bubbles, right? Like going outside and blowing bubbles, or like playing with your dog or playing with your cat, but just like really simple, stripped back core moments of just pure joy or happiness, or doing things that are authentically you. That is how we can keep hope alive and how we can sustain hope. And that is how we can find hope when it feels like in the bigger picture, all hope is gone, all hope is lost. It's really from within when we strip it all back and we simplify it, and we have little moments, and they start to add up, little moments of that authenticity, of that simple joy, that simple just you being you connected with your higher self. All of those start to multiply and amplify. So it's almost like the way it's getting explained to me is like they're all little particles of a flame. So if you have them all together, it like helps to feed the flame or ignite the flame of hope within the soul, which is also the light within your soul as well. How do you keep your light when it seems like there isn't any, or, if you're going through a hard time or something that has happened to you that has added darkness to your light, how do you keep your light anyways? It's a practice of constantly coming back to yourself. It's not always easy. And the key to that's being communicated right now is patience, patience, grace, and compassion, and forgiveness, of self if you're not quite there yet, or not quite getting it yet, or getting there as fast as you would like to be. Giving yourself grace, and just, yeah, there's this thing here of like forgiving yourself for losing your light or for dimming your light. There's something with self-forgiveness here of that. So just know that, nobody goes through this life completely untouched. Things do happen, and tragedy does happen, and it's a constant practice. If you have a spiritual belief or faith of any kind, it's a constant practice of coming back into your heart, back into your spirituality, your beliefs, whatever it is that feeds your soul spiritually, continuing to come back to that. And when all hope is lost, to strip it back and just go back to basics and go back to your roots, and to slowly rebuild over time. That is how you continue to pull through in moments of darkness. And oh, that's interesting. I don't know if that just came up on the camera, but in the background, somebody just like really beeped their horn for a long time after I said that. So thank you for the validation. And yeah, I've kind of lost my thought, honestly, after that channel, but it feels complete. It feels complete. Okay, so thank you. Thank you for that. So I do want to read, I have one last page on the back here. I channeled a little bit about energy healing in terms of what you can be doing energetically right now, for yourself. All right, so I feel like this is for all my energy healers or energy workers or light workers, which is probably all of you if you've been watching this video and this is something that has drawn you in to watch this whole thing. Okay, so energy healing, channeled messages for how to, let me go back to my title, how to find hope, peace, and stability during these times. So these are stability energy exercises, but they also will help you with the hope and the peace if that's something you have been struggling with. Okay, so pull and strengthen a silver cord along the 12 chakra system, almost like an energetic, like a zoop, like picturing and pulling and visualizing and seeing with your third eye and doing it, a silver cord of energy running from the base all the way up to the top. Actually, no, sorry, it's the 12 chakras. So it's the Earth Star chakra below the feet, all the way up to the Stellar Gateway chakra. Okay, so daily meditation, breath work, and grounding, 5 to 10 minutes, more if you need it. Continue to visualize and embody the energy of what you want to see in the world, what type of world you want to be in. Continue to anchor into that vision regardless of what plays out around you. Oh, that's what I wanted to add before that car beeped, was kindness. Acts of kindness to people that can't reciprocate it back to you for whatever reason. And that's not why you would do something like that, right? But that's that unconditional kind of love or unconditional acts of kindness. When you have the energy, when you have the headspace, when your cup is full and you're able to extend that out to another, we all do really need each other. So being that for somebody else, or giving that to somebody else when they're in a time of need and they can't offer you anything in return, that's like another way to just spread and amplify the light. Because what that does, that act, is it goes into their heart chakra and it touches them in the heart chakra, and it softens their vibration. So really cool. I mean, and then after that, it's free will, right? But it softens their vibration and it causes them to pause, which is sometimes all you need to kind of start a journey. Okay, so the next message I wrote is stay in the body. As light workers, we have a tendency to move and live in the upper chakras, right? So third eye, crown, soul star, stellar gateway, and beyond. We can be up even in like the ear chakras, just like, but a lot of mind activity, but also out of the body. sorry, let me restart that. So stay in the body. As light workers, we have a tendency to move and live in the upper chakras when it is a denser vibration around us. Work on staying in the body because your light frequency is needed here to seed and ground the earth, not in the upper chakras. So you can still visit the upper chakras in your meditations and in your energy work, but remember to come back down and seal your field when you're done. And this is not a time to leave your door to open. So really important that we do have a tendency sometimes to be like out of the body because it's just too much. We don't want to deal with it, which I totally get. But it's really important that you make a conscious effort to anchor into your body and not forget the TLC that your body, because your body needs you, right? Your body needs your awareness and your energy, and your body, it's like body, mind, spirit, all. Ideally, we would like them to be cohesive. And if they're not, it's just, remember, life is just a constant effort of coming back to oneself and coming back into wholeness when we get knocked off our path or knocked off of our center. Anything can be reset, and anything with the light will go into anything, and we can bring healing into anything. And I do truly, firmly believe that. And this is my life's work that I am doing. So I wouldn't be doing this. I wouldn't be doing this as my life's work if I thought for 1 second that there was some stuff that just can't, and I just want to talk about, like if there's trauma or something very traumatic, it's not realistic to be like, we can heal anything, you'll be fine in like 6 years. It's like, no, for the heavier stuff, over time we learn how to live with it with the help of professional help or medication or holistic supplements or therapy or whatever it is, or processing or energy work or tapping or whatever it is, and time is medicine as well. So sometimes things happen and we can be forever changed or shifted. But even in that new life trajectory or that new timeline, the light can still find us, and there can still be healing on some level for the body. So we're talking like energetics of the body and energetics of the fields here. So when we talk about that, anything in the aura and anything in the energy body can be like shifted, healed, transmuted. And sometimes we learn how to live with something, and we develop healthy coping mechanisms or healthy tools to learn how to live with something heavy. And in turn, if we alchemize that and we can teach others that are in a dark spot or going through a similar thing, if we can hold the light or the torch for them down the line once we've kind of gone through our own healing, that in and of itself is alchemy and is still spreading the light. Okay. All right. Energy protection when out in the world. Well, that's really interesting because we have supreme protection with green Terra. So remember to call in her energy if you feel like you would like a little bit of extra protection as you're moving through the world. Regular cleansing of self and all devices I wrote to, because the energy of social media and the news. So any like laptops or cell phones or tablets or whatever you're on, cleansing it with either like the mist of an energy spray or like the smoke of a sacred herb, the violet breath, like, and visualizing sending violet breath, violet flame, right, for transmutation. You can even take a selenite wand to go around it and then take it up to the top and then shoot it out a window or into a corner for transmutation. I usually will have like a portal of light in the corner of a room, whatever room I'm in, if I'm doing work, and that's where I will send it. So yeah, just giving you different ideas of that. It's just important if you're going to cleanse something, like you got to send, excuse me, you got to send that energy somewhere. You have to direct the energy somewhere or direct it into something like a portal of white light or the Holy Spirit to get transmuted. That's what I work with. But if there's something else that you like to work with or transmute with, you can use that. That's fine. But I find that the white light and the Holy Spirit, they're like the highest vibrations for the purification energy. So it just really takes it out of my field, takes it out of whatever it is that I'm clearing, even if it's on like a client or something like that. It's just, I just work with the white light and I find it's very fast, very efficient, and it gets the job done. It's pure. It does not leave any residue behind. So that's what I do. Okay, and then like final message is really cute. It's really short and sweet. Keep it clean and tidy. Stay in your heart. Come back to love. We love you. The light has your back. You are whole. Okay, those are beautiful messages. Okay. I was gonna end, I'm on the fence. I was gonna end it, but then I have this very cool deck. It's the Mayan Oracle. And it came out in 92. I got it recently. I've never seen it any other store than the one I got it from. I got it from Akasha's Den in Oakville, if you live in Ontario. They are an amazing store. I'm gonna pull one card. Now, this deck is really cool. It looks like this. Oh, I'll say who it's by, sorry. Ariel Spilsbury and Michael Briner. So it looks like this. I don't remember if I pulled... No, I don't think so. I think I did an Instagram story, I think, a while back where I worked with this deck. But yeah, it's got some really cool, kind of like tribal ancient energies on it. So I definitely will be reading from the book for this because it's a bit of a I don't want to say it's a challenging deck to read, but it's just a different deck to read. Okay, so I've already picked my card. I can feel it. What do we have? Okay, so we have 1X or 9 in Roman numerals. So just give me a second. And it comes with a pretty hefty book, I have to say. So I've had some fun with this. Yeah, I took it out today and I was like, I wasn't sure if I was going to do a video and add this in, but I feel called to. So we're going to do it. We're going to have some fun. We're going to pick one final card, and then we're going to finish up for today. All right. All right. Also, it's very long. So I'm not going to read like the 6 or 7 full pages that this is, but I'm going to hold it up. I'm going to skim it. I'm going to give you the Coles notes. And then, yeah, and then that'll be it for today for me. Okay, so we have the 1X card. So I want you to just really take it in. I know there's a bit of a glare, but the colors, the vibrations, the patterns, very, very cool. Okay, so pronunciation is Ish. Qualities: integrity, heart-knowing, alignment with divine will, magician, shaman, jaguar, night seer, priest, priestess, magic, initiation. Ish is known by myriad faces: the sun runner, the torchbearer of the larger vision, the healer, the mystic builder, the initiator into the mysteries. It is also the magician whose powers are activated by the wisdom that emanates from the heart. Such wisdom is not the intellectual understanding known in Western culture, rather the wisdom that comes from an alignment of mind and heart. An open, trusting heart is a refined tool of perception. Allowing yourself to not know opens the door of the mind to receive universal wisdom directly. Ish asks you to fully utilize this aligned mind to participate in magic. Okay? This is all actually amazing. It's honestly very long and I don't want to read it all. I think it's just too long for this video, to be honest. So I'm just going to, yeah, okay. Doubt exists in the mind. Magic exists in the heart. When you experience that all things are possible here and now, suddenly doubt disappears and magic appears. Recognize that you live in a limitless reality of creational possibilities. Doubt obscures those possibilities from your awareness. You are a creator. Magic simply reminds you of that fact. When you realize that all possibilities exist, you understand what magic really is. Wow, what a beautiful final card when we're talking about hope, right? We're talking about hope. Wow. Peace and stability. Excuse me. When you see the world as thinly veiled to other realities, then magic is everywhere and always. Today, the portals of the greater reality are open. This is the long-awaited time of the shift in which cosmic consciousness is descending into receptive hearts. As the embodiment of integrity, Ish asks that all tools, all power, and all abilities be lovingly filtered through the intentions of the divine. In that light, a statement of empowerment for magicians such as you is the following. As a wise instrument for the divine, I set myself free of my past and walk into the future now. With integrity, I stand in the light in alignment with divine will. I know that whatever serves the larger vision also serves me, and I act in alignment with that knowledge, with that knowing. I understand that all things are possible, and from that knowledge springs my innate magicianship. In humility, my clear presence magnifies to include all abilities that appear magical to limited consciousness. I am complete. Okay, sorry about that. My phone just warned me that it's low battery. So I'm just going to read the last two sentences here. All of myself dances around the center of my being in alignment with cosmic consciousness. I stand in unmarred correspondence with the original condition of the light. I mean, come on. It's all about being a magician, transforming your reality, anchoring into the divine and the light, and being in alignment. I just think this is just an amazing card. Yeah, wow. I'm just looking for one final, if there's anything. Okay, I'm going to finish with this. This is a good, strong finish. This is at the end of the description. All of your conscious and unconscious thoughts help to shape the form in which your vision will manifest. This is why clear intention, prayer, meditation, and evocation are so important. With divine timing, energy comes together to support your specific vision. A critical mass is reached and it precipitates into being. As you open your belief system to such quantum and supraconscious creativity, all things become possible, including magic, miracles, and divine intervention. There you go. I am ending it there, guys. Thank you so much. Beautiful card. Thank you to this card. Embrace your light. Know your worth. Own it. And anchor in to hope. And anchor into your being. Okay, that's it for me today. Thank you so much. If you've watched this video and it resonated for you, please like it, share it with someone else who might like it. You can comment. Yeah, if there's anything else I'm missing, I don't think so. But yeah, thank you for being here. Oh, and subscribe. I'm not sure if I can't remember if I said that or not, but please subscribe to my channel. Share it with others who might vibe with this channel or this material. And yeah, thank you for being here. Thank you for continuing to be a vessel of the light. And thank you for showing up today and watching this video. Okay, guys, I am out. That is it for me. Namaste. Ciao. And have a great rest of your day. Bye.